Hello, EB11 students. Welcome again to week 8. Today I am going to go over week 8 assignment number 2 with you and explain what the questions mean and help you in answering the questions. So, for this week, you should have read Chapter 4, pages 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. And then 34, 35, 36, and 37. So you should have read these. And then you would go to assignment number 2, which is here, week 8 novel. Click on that and open up the assignment in Word. And you have 4 questions. So the first question is a cause and effect. So we know cause and effect means something happens. Because something happens, something else, the effect, happens as a result of it. For an example, because I didn't get enough sleep, the cause, the effect is I'm tired, okay? So we're talking about what the cause and effect is in the Rosa Parks novel. So we know that Rosa set an example for African Americans. How did African Americans follow her example? Okay, so after Rosa lost her case in court, thousands of African Americans walked to work, rode in cabs, or carpooled instead of taking the bus. Okay? This was their way of boycotting the bus company because remember, Rosa refused to sit in the back of the bus because at that time only white people got to sit towards the front and black or African American people had to sit towards the back. And as an African American woman, she refused to do that and stand up for her rights. So she was arrested. Okay? So even though she stood up for her rights and she lost in court, a lot of African Americans did what she did. And because they did this, this left the buses empty and the bus companies lost a lot of money. Okay, so they did that to show that they felt they were being treated unfairly. Okay, so number 2 is you make a comparison. So you're going to compare, Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks. How are they like and how they are different? So, how they are alike. Okay, so both Martin Luther King, they are the same because they both stood up for African American people, inspired African American people, and were non-violent. They did not believe in using violence. So how are they different? Okay, so Martin Luther King was a man, a preacher, and a person who got his message across through many speeches. Okay? Rosa Parks was a woman an everyday person and an individual who stood up for the rights of her community meaning the African Americans, through her actions. Okay, so Rosa didn't give speeches. Martin Luther King did. He gave many speeches to crowds. Rosa wasn't a person that would get up and talk to people, but she did things to show her opinion about how she felt that African American people were being treated unfairly. So far, that is question number 1 and number 2. Okay? All right. So we have 2 more to do. You had to reread page 30 and explain what happened during the trial. Okay? So, we know that Rosa Parks went to trial for refusing to give up her seat on the bus. Okay? The judge said that she broke the law and told her she had to pay $14. Now, $14 doesn't sound like a lot, but back then, $14 then was like paying $100 or more now. So $14 was a lot of money. Okay, that was her fine. And Rosa was very upset, and she had lawyers, and they wanted to fight this. Okay, so Rosa and her lawyers fought hard, but in the end, lost the trial. Okay? So, even though she lost, she still made her point that African American people were not going to be treated unfairly. They were not going to be told where to sit on a bus. They were not going to be told where they can go and what they can do, that they should have equal rights just like white people. Okay? Now, the last question, see if I can move this up. Explain what contribution Martin Luther King Jr. made to the African American community. So that is what I want you to answer. So tell me what Martin Luther King Jr. did for African American people. Okay? So explain that. You could talk about how he led the civil rights movement. He helped African Americans gain their rights. He inspired African American people to be treated fairly like white people. Okay? I want you to put that in your own words here. And then you will have finished assignment number 2 for this week. So I hope that helps. And don't forget to finish that last question, number 4, before submitting your work.